Hello, viewers. Today we are relaunching a channel which is by the name of Medicine by Professor Tariq Waseem. Professor Tariq Waseem, to give you an introduction, is a renowned name in the field of internal medicine with over 4 decades of experience. He has been the professor of medicine at King Edward Medical University, where he served for a good 2 decades. Besides that, he has teaching experience of Allama Iqbal Medical College, Ghazi Khan Medical College, and Akhtar Said Medical and Dental College. So the journey did not start today. That's why we use the word relaunching. It is because over the years, the medical education has transformed into uh, a journey where people have less time and there's too much to do in the day-to-day life of everyone, including the students. This channel was especially conceived somewhere post-COVID, and the transition of the post-pandemic era literally meant that now students can actually access remote learning opportunities, and there's too much to study, too less of a time, and then obviously access and communication is also a challenge. With this experience, there will be clinical demonstrations, other educational videos, and podcasts as well, specifically towards medical education. Professor Dr. Tariq Waseem also had a channel by the name of Heartmates. And on that channel, we were getting a lot of queries regarding medical education videos. Now, that channel specifically pertained towards the enlightenment of ordinary individuals in their day to day life. So, Medicine by Professor Tariq Waseem is aimed to facilitate particularly the MBBS students, and if need be and as the content permits in the later videos, it will be facilitating postgraduate trainees as well as all other medical students, dental students who have medicine in their field. With that, we will have a brief introduction of Dr. Tariq Waseem for the idea behind relaunching this channel, particularly when was it conceived, what made it work, what made it stalled eventually, and then the relaunching. All of it will be discussed. So it will be a long video, but an informative session. And moving forward, there'll be content regularly coming out so that medical students can facilitate themselves, get educated, get learnings out of it, and successfully pass their examination and achieve their career goals. So, Professor Tariq Waseem, tell us about your journey as a medical student to head of Department of Internal Medicine.
I graduated from Qaid Azam Medical College, Bahawalpur in 1983. And at that time, there were only six medical colleges all across the Punjab, in public sector. And I was the best graduate from that medical college with distinction in four or five subjects and, of course, internal medicine as well. But when it came to do the house job, since I was from Lahore, so I came back to Lahore and then found uh, the master in medicine. I would say probably one of the best teacher you could have ever think of, Professor Abdul Hafiz Khan. He at that time was professor of medicine at Lahore General Hospital. So my friends asked me to join him for house job. So I completed my house job from Lahore General Hospital under supervision of Professor Abdul Hafiz Khan. And then, as the fate had it, he moved to King Edward Medical University and Mayo Hospital. And by the time I completed my part one internal medicine, I also joined him as a trainee in internal medicine at Mayo Hospital, Lahore. Then I trained under him. He had a special interest in cardiology. That's how my interest in cardiology started. And then, uh, after completing my FCPS in internal medicine, I joined the same very unit as senior registrar in 1991. And from 1991 onward, my academic career started. And this then, as it happens, is there are regular departmental promotion and of course new selections. Then I was step by step, I moved on to be selected as assistant professor and then associate professor at King Edward Medical University, where I continuously served initially for about 16 years, and then I joined Allama Iqbal Medical College initially as associate professor, and then I was promoted to professor there. Then the fate took me for a very short while to Ghazi Khan Medical College, very south of, say, Punjab. And then I came back and joined King Edward Medical University again as professor of medicine in the same very unit where I was trained in West Medical Unit. After that, I served for a short while at Akhtar Said Medical College, and then nowadays I am head department of medicine at Salim Memorial Hospital, which is a very upscale tertiary care hospital in Lahore. So that's my career as a medical student, and then as a trainee in medicine, and finally uh, the and during that journey, I have not only trained myself with some legendary teachers, but some of the legendary students of mine. They are now heading various medical department in almost all across the globe, and they have achieved new heights, and that's the most heartening part of my career.
One question that comes to my mind is that there is abundance of content available over internet pertaining to internal medicine. How is your channel going to be different for educating the medical students and trainees?
Now, this distant learning or online learning was a new experience for us during the COVID era. Although there has been various channels available for this abroad, but it has not been practically experienced in Pakistan. So during COVID, when everyone was locked down and medical students were unable to attend to their schools and classes, so we then started recording our lectures and airing them on online on various social media channels or various other channels available. And once this COVID set was over, we found that this was a very handy tool for, especially for those who probably have ready access to these lectures afterwards as well. So, and there was a lot of demand from our students, even after the COVID was over, that we would like to have your lectures in the recorded form and available to us. So, this was the idea behind starting this channel. Uh, the channel, the medicine teaching is just not the lectures. It is a transformation of an individual from a, say, ordinary person to a physician who thinks, who observes, who notices various physical sign symptoms, and then assembles them to make a diagnosis and plan a teaching plan. Now, this all is all not only just lectures, it is bedside teaching, it is discussions, it is, and of course, the new knowledge keeps on coming in the form of research papers and journals and all that, and a physician has to be abreast with each and everything. How this can be, say, added into a YouTube channel? So we will be practicing two or three things. One, we'll have a pre-recorded lecture of a duration of about 30 to 40 minutes at the most. I would wish it is around less than 30 minutes on various different topics, where we'll be adopting and, say, case scenario based models, where case scenario is just displayed, followed by say, pathophysiology being discussed and discussion on that. Now, that's one aspect. But since uh, the normal classroom, are, of course, question answer sessions as well for further elaborate things. So this can be incorporated in the form that the students can, when they are attending the these lectures at their home, at their convenience. They can just put in the question, and they can put it, give it, say, uh, write those questions to us in our on page or on our say other say channels, and we'll be answering those, or we will have a team who will be answering their questions. The second component of the medical teaching, particularly of the internal medicine, is well, in fact, all disciplinary medicine is patient examination, examination techniques, clinical examination, and they also need to be demonstrated. And routinely, the students come to the wards, they are given a case for examination, they would examine, and their demonstrator or a coach or facilitator would correct their findings. So we would record videos on the techniques of physical examination and demonstrating the abnormal physical signs for those students, and they would be available there. And of course, we again can have that during their normal rotation of 6 weeks or 12 weeks, they may not have the opportunity to see some of the rare cases. And here we'll be presenting to them those rare cases in the form of video recorded examination techniques as well. The third portion is will be continuously updating the our lectures and content based on the latest research available. So if we find that 6 months later a particular new, say, uh, the knowledge has been updated about a disease or a diagnosis or a medicine treatment, will be updating our lectures as well. The final component is, again, of course, there is always an element of assessment, that whether the knowledge has been imparted or transferred to the students, which is usually in the form of uh, quiz, in the form of questions or papers. So every now and then we'll be putting on quiz on our students, say, on our portal, where they can just solve that, and they can have the self-assessment as well. And finally, what we need to do is that we'll be continuously receiving feedback from our students and our colleagues as well. The, and they will then uh, make this channel more vibrant and more interactive. The one more benefit of this say type of learning experiences, that in routine classrooms you have a fixed schedule, a lecture by this and this person at 8:30 a.m., and many of the times 8:30 some students may miss it because of something. Or now this channel would provide them an opportunity to, say, attend to those say demonstrations or lectures at their will, whenever they find time for it. And then, of course, they would be available to them for replay. They can watch it again, if the point is not clear. Now, these things cannot happen in an ordinary classroom. So this is probably an additional benefit of having this kind of a, say, learning tool.
Dr. Waseem, internal medicine is a vast subject and it involves a lot of different things. There are demonstrations, clinical examinations, and even question answer sessions. So, with this channel, can you shed some light on the fact that how will you take it forward for the learning of students and trainees?
Now, teaching and training of medicine usually is spread over a period of 3 years in medical school. Third year, where you just are familiarized with taking a history, interviewing say, patients, and gathering information from your patient. And then you are taught how to examine a patient. Then you start making a, say, differential diagnosis using your knowledge of anatomy, physiology, and pathology, which you have learned in your preclinical years. And then you assemble it to make a diagnosis, and then, of course, treat and manage the patient accordingly with medicine or surgical intervention or whatever. Now, what we intend to do is that we'll be starting our lectures from the very beginning. That we, in first, we'll start with the lectures on interviewing skill or history taking, followed by the demonstration, as well as both say theoretical as well as practical demonstration of clinical examination in the form of videos, and then will be take on uh, delivering the lectures in the form of uh, either problem oriented, say, lectures that a certain say clinical scenario is presented, and then of course it is dissected into uh, various aspect of a differential diagnosis and making or reaching a diagnosis, and then particularly a disease oriented diagnosis or disease oriented presentation. That is thing. Of course, there would be we will be putting adding some, say, questions based on these say demonstration in the form of quiz, which students can have uh, solved by themselves, or they can have if the answers, of course, would be provided in the end of their those lectures or videos. So this is how we want to take it in the form of, so it would be spread uh, over maybe 150 plus total demonstrations of various aspects of clinical medicine, both starting from history to examination to differential diagnosis to everything.
Professor, are there any other platforms to complement this learning experience for medical students and trainees?
Now, beside this YouTube channel by the name of Medicine by Professor Tariq Waseem, we also have a Facebook page by the same name, and then we also have a, say, Facebook group where a lot of my previous students are member, which is by the name of Tutorials in Medicine by Professor Tariq Waseem. Now we want to have all these assembled together, that the students they can watch our videos and demonstrations on this Facebook as well as YouTube channel, and they can also have say chit chat sessions with us based on this say lectures in our tutorial medicine group, as well as in our Facebook page. Then we also intend to say have some live sessions at times. We'll be announcing these session date and time, and where we'll be, if there are some rare cases to be demonstrated to show, we'll be showing that. And similarly, uh, we also intend that there be many times attend various conferences, or we present it at conferences, and we'll be live displaying our talks on or discussions on the current, say, medical topics from those sessions in conferences over here or sometime abroad. And as I already said, that we also be updating it, that we there is new information coming on, so we'll be sharing in form of a say just a slight flash news or something, which is would be that this is something new, or this is a new research, or this is a new paper published on certain topics, so that we intend to use all those platforms to, say, augment this learning experience.
Thank you, Professor Waseem, for your time. We wish you a successful relaunch of Medicine by Professor Tariq Waseem. And we hope that this journey is very fruitful and whatever vision you have pertaining to this channel gets to its ultimate aim. Moreover, we also would like all the viewers, subscribers of this channel to continue to like the videos, share the content for the wider benefit of community, and most importantly, share their feedback so that we collectively continue to improve the content of the channel and at the same time can educate more and more medical students and trainees. We wish you all the best in this journey. Thank you so very much. Stay tuned for an exciting and innovative learning experience on the channel Medicine by Professor Tariq Waseem. Wish you all the best.